G'day D-Live and welcome back to the Gives a Minutes D-Live stream for a Wednesday afternoon affair. It has just gone 8 minutes past 4 in the PM. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening to you, wherever you may be watching this content. You're always welcome right here on the Gives a Minute D-Live stream. This is a Wednesday and therefore it is a cryptocurrency stream. However, before we get too deep into the woods, I want to verify that this is working. As I say at the beginning of each stream, although I'm using the Teradek Wave for this stream, so I can already see that there's an audio waveform. So audio should be fine and visual should be fine. Let me just verify. Let me just refresh my trousers. 8 minutes past 4. There we go. You can probably hear the bulldozer in the background. Who's in the chat? Davo. G'day Gives. G'day Davo. How you doing? It's good to see you, bro. Thank you, my friend. Dougski. Melbourne Doug. Can't stay, but hi there, Gives. Have a great Wednesday. Thank you, man. Good to see you briefly, Doug. Probably won't be too long on this stream, given that we are outside, and it is New Zealand, although it's not that cold today. But I am doing cryptocurrency stream, so all the content here today will be crypto related. If you want to talk a little about New Zealand, I'll talk a little about it, but predominantly we want to focus this stream on cryptocurrency. I don't want to miss the news. I don't want to miss out on anything that's going down. To that effect, I've got my laptop here. If anyone's got anything for me to check out, I'll pull that up later and we'll enjoy whatever it is. But I don't have, obviously, this is my stream setup, so this is just how it is, just sitting down, chilling. I got myself a hot cup of tea here to keep myself warm. I'm double thermaled up, my jacket on, my toque, got my hoodie here as well. I might pull that out. It's not that cold though. It's not that cold today. So hopefully these workers cease soon, usually 3:30. No, it's after 3:30, it's 4 o'clock. Either way, they're working right now. But yeah, who's buying the dip? All right, crypto. Let me have a little look at the cryptocurrency. I got my little Delta app going on here. Just want to see what I mean, I always look at Hex first. Hex is down to 8 cents. Are you worried? Any Hexicans worried? Let me just refresh my Delta app. Bitcoin's back up to 30,000, so Bitcoin dropped down to 28 at one point. Go all the way to the bottom. Hex, yeah, 8 cents, folks. Woo. This is a good opportunity though, right? People say this is the chance of a lifetime to get in on a low. I don't know, folks. You make your own decision. I will be DCAing when I have started my job. By the way, a side note, I'm doing a little extra work. I'm going to start tomorrow, actually, in a restaurant. So I don't start work on the hill until the 9th of June, but I have picked up some kitchen work starting tomorrow, 8 a.m. morning, like lunch service. So I don't know how that's going to affect, how's this exposure? I don't know how that's going to affect my streams, because if it's just lunch service, then I should have the afternoons to myself and the evenings. We'll see. They wanted me to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I said I can commit to Thursday and then I'll confirm Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I want to see what it's like. You know, the guys my housemates know the place that I'm going to be working at. So that's it. I mean, so you might think, well, why would you bother doing that? A lot of it is to buy in the dip. Like, I would like a little extra cash to buy the dip right now. So that's kind of where my head is, I guess. Go and get a job in a kitchen and get a little extra cash, maybe buy some Hex, buy some Bitcoin while it's down. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But either way, when the job actually starts on the hill, there won't be any time for any extra work. Hot cup of tea there, love it. So yeah, things are on the down slope right now for cryptocurrencies. Oh, it's not very nice, is it? If you've got investments, you might be thinking, what have I done? What can I do? You can't do anything except sit tight and wait. Don't get worried. Don't let it freak you. Just ride the train down, ride the train back up. Up, down, hill, valley, plateau, yeehaw. Ride it. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? We are here to talk cryptocurrency. We are here to have a discussion. I could yip yap and tip tap and slip slap all the way along, or you could also chat with me. By the way, at this particular juncture, if you are watching this stream and you are not on D-Live, So if you're watching this on like YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or Trovo, or wherever it is, and you're not on dlive.tv/givesaminute, the best thing about that, or the worst thing about that, is I can't see you. You could be chatting to me. Pah! What have I got in my mouth? You could be chatting to me and I'm not seeing it. I'm only looking at one chat. It's the DLive one. Not a lot going on in there right now though, because, well, you know what they say about DLive. It's dying. But if you want to chat with me, come on over to DLive and we'll have a chat. Otherwise, we'll just sit back here and enjoy the view. You can see Queenstown Hill behind you. Off to the left, Coronet Peak. And further that way is the west, where the sun does set. Once it sets tonight, it'll be cold. Back up in the chat though, Pablano Escabana said crypto is continuing to tank, looking very shaky. This is a point, and this is a fact, but I would rather talk about, or I would rather get into the conversation of how do you feel about that? Like, if crypto is shaky, what does that make you feel? Because realistically, any kind of investment could be shaky, and then, you know, I guess I don't want to get too sinister here. Oh shit, that just got cold. I don't want to get too sinister because this is quite literally people have been killing themselves over this, you know, so it's pretty dire. But how do you feel when the market is down? What does it make you feel? Does it make you feel sad? Me personally, I just go, whatever. It's only numbers on a screen, right? Like, it's kind of the same as when numbers are up. I don't run around high-fiving everybody and popping champagne when the numbers are up. Exactly the opposite when the numbers are down. I just go, okay, it's down. It's gonna go back up, right? There's no one, I don't think anybody's saying crypto is down and it's down to stay. I think people are saying, and I'm gonna use Pablo as an example, he said crypto is continuing to tank, looks very shaky. Yeah, it does, and it is. Is it gonna be that way forever? No, it's not. Which is why I say, not financial advice, but this could be the chance for you to get in on a lower footing. If you get in now, like let's just say it does go back up 60, 70,000 Bitcoin and you've got in at 28 or now it's 30, you got in at 30, then you'll be like, well, hello. Gets to 60, you've doubled your money. At that point, good times. Long-term play though, folks, long-term play. Never a short-term play. I mean, the idea of waiting long and being gratified, we know where that comes from, right? Long-term gratification. That's the Hex mantra. At this stage though, 8 cents. Those that did buy in at the top at 50, be feeling pretty lousy. Definitely would be feeling pretty lousy. I got into Hex, I think, whatever the day was after the big, or the week after the big payday. Someone can work out what that is. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I'm just sitting there. Anyway, what difference does it make with Hex? Hex is a specific use case, I suppose, because it's a term deposit or a time deposit or a certificate of deposit, whichever country. I don't even know what they call it in New Zealand. You lock your money up and you wait and you get interest, and then you get out at the end when your time is concluded. You take out the extra bit of money. That's how Hex works. You lock up your crypto, you take out the rewards later on. At this stage, the idea is doing it longer is better. 15 years, 5,555 days, approximately 15 years, and you earn the rewards, long-term gratification. So in that sense, price really doesn't make huge play on it. It shouldn't really affect you. It does raise an interesting conundrum though, because there's been so much talk in the Hex community from when I got in, I guess day 367 or something. Chart is always up and to the right, up and to the right, up and to the right. It's not. It's down, and it's been down for a long time. Hex is not up and to the right. Hex is down and to the left, or down and to the right. But the thing is, you shouldn't even really let that be a factor. Like, I mean, obviously it's better when you see a bigger number, but if it's not until 15 years from now when you're going to cash that out anyway, it doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't to me anyway. I'm not trading it, that's the thing. You might say, well, what about Pulse and PulseX? You can trade these. Sure. Am I going to trade Pulse and PulseX? Probably not. I'm going to just hold that crap. I'm going to be I'm a lazy crypto guy in the sense that I get it and I hodl it. I don't want to trade it. I don't want to sit up at night watching charts go up, charts go down. Life is already gnarly enough without having the green and the red, right? Just let it, you should even just forget you have it and then come back to it later. And at that point, you've probably won more so than if you sit there looking at it and keep refreshing it every day and day trading. That's my take on it anyway. Maybe you've got a different take. Now'd be the chance to speak up or forever hold your peace. Speak up. Let me know your take. White Fox Lounge with the follow. I didn't see that before. White Fox Lounge, thanks for following the Gives a Minute D live stream. Now this makes you the latest giver right here on the channel. Now why would this make you a giver? Well, let me explain. You see, you're giving me your time to consume the content, whereas me, I'm a giver because I'm giving you my time to create the content. So you see how we're both givers here, and this is a two-way balcony, and you're the latest giver on the Gives a Minute D live stream. Thanks to the follow, White Fox Lounge. Now, did that happen today? I don't know if that happened. That might have been an old follow. It's directly under Pablo Escobar, and I reckon, well, that's a cryptocurrency conversation. Is Pablo in the chat? Pablo, are you in the chat, dude? Are you being silent there? You little silent bugger, you. I can't tell when that came through. Either way, folks, hello. It's cracking. What's cracking? Sounds like an elephant. Yeah, I mean, it's unusual for street workers to still be working at this hour. Either way, they got work to do. We've got work to do. Goodness gracious me, the chat is very quiet. I think I'm out of ideas. I think I'm out of things to talk about. And if the chat's not going to help me, we'll just sit here in silence and enjoy the cup of tea, eh? Cheers. I think I'm going to start using the Teradek Wave over the video you go. We did a stream yesterday from Arrowtown where it did stop again. Not because of the Go Light stream. This has nothing to do with that. I just looked down at my video you go and it was not live. The Teradek Wave is a bigger display and it's very visual. So I think I'm going to start using it. We'll see. It's a little heavier though. I don't know if it's definitely bigger. Crikey. Don't everybody talk at once. Is this how it's going to be on these cryptocurrency streams? D-Live. D-Live is D-dying. A D-death. There's nobody here, right? What is it? 2 people in my chat? 3 viewers. One of them's me. 2. If you take me away from it, there's 3 people here. Yeah, D-Live is cranking along, isn't it? It's great. I'll talk about cryptocurrency. If you want to talk about it, I got my laptop here. You tell me about something, I'll research it. We'll have a chat about it. Can't bring up on the screens per se, but I can at least bring it up and show it to you, and we'll talk about it. Davo in the house. Yes, it's so quiet today. It is, Davo. Very, very quiet. Good to see you, buddy. I appreciate you being here. It's just you and me. What's on your mind, Davo? Let's one-on-one this, right? What's going down in Davo town? How do you feel about this cryptocurrency market being on the downslide that it is? Are you an investor? Do you have a little crypto up your sleeve? And are you worried about it? So it reminds me of like, not crypto, this streaming to nobody reminds me of bands that play with no one to watch. They still want to play their set because they want to practice the set and make sure it works. I recall a couple of Tracer shows in Switzerland where there was like 7 people in the audience, and the way that the band dealt with it was to dedicate a song quite literally to each person. And Mike would literally play the song to the person. So maybe I'm going to dedicate questions to individuals in the audience. No, mate, I'm doing good, thanks. You don't have any crypto. You don't have any crypto assets. I mean, there's a conversation of its own, right? Why not? What is it about cryptocurrency that you've declined, or is it just that it's maybe a little too complex? Not suggesting you don't have the brain capacity. I'm just saying in general, often you hear people say, well, cryptocurrency is too complex. I don't really understand it. I know there's money to be made, but I don't understand how it becomes real money, blah, blah, blah. What is it about it that's sort of kept you away from it? I'm always interested in that because, like my story or my history, I guess before Lino died, and like before the test net died and we never made it to mainnet on DLive and we hooked into BTT, I was in a similar position. No knowledge of crypto, no interest in crypto. Sorry, but it's a good idea. Oh, so you are slightly interested, Davo. Oh, okay. So you think it's a good idea, but you just haven't made any steps towards it. Okay, fair. Oh, that's fair enough, dude. That's fair enough. I guess, well then my next question would be, what would it be that would sort of push you over to make a decision to make an investment of some sort? It could be a couple of things, or it could be a number of things. It could be maybe you don't know what token or what asset to get into, or maybe you haven't got a little spare cash laying around. There's also that, you know. A lot of factors, I suppose, is what I'm saying. A lot of factors weigh into it. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So I hit it. Okay. So you got this. You got the idea that it's interesting, and there's definitely a way to make some coin, but you don't have the extra finances to throw around at it at the moment. I'm kind of in the same position in many ways. Like, I mean, I'm taking this job tomorrow just to get a few extra bucks, but more than likely, I mean, I might sling a little into Hex and a little Bitcoin, but more than likely, probably not. I guess I'll just keep that. You know what I'll use that money for? And I'm going to add it to the $50 that Johnson PayPal'd me yesterday. Thank you, Johnson, if you're watching this replay. I'm going to probably use that for my 4G services in this country. 4G is expensive in New Zealand, and as a streamer, even though I'm not using it right now, I'm using the house Wi-Fi, but as I move away and I do my IRLs, I've already used my 40 gig of Vodafone, so I had to buy more. I've now got 100 gig for $100 a month. $100, $1 a gig. Plus my 2 degrees service, which I'm kind of stoked with because that does give me 1 free hour every day. That's pretty rad. Davo, this is new to me. I just listened to your ideas. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good way to... You know what, man? That's actually a good way to kind of get involved, but not... Like, you're listening to me and hearing my stories and my experiences, and therefore you're not going down, or you're not having the... How am I going to say this? You're not experiencing... You're not... So the positives that I get from crypto in terms of wealth, which hasn't happened yet, but when it does happen, you're not going to experience that, but you'll see me experience it. And on the same side of that coin, or on the same coin but the other side, when it goes down, you're going to see that I'm experiencing a downturn, but yet you're not going to experience it as well, which is a good thing, because nobody wants to have the negative downturn. So you get to sort of see it from the fence, is what I was kind of saying. Yeah. See, right now, the crypto market is so down, I would suggest everybody's in the red, right? It's not good for anybody. Now, I'm fortunate. I was going to say lucky. Luck is not to do with it, but I'm fortunate that I didn't... Like, people went and mortgaged their houses and took out loans to get in on crypto. Those are the crew that are unfortunately taking their own lives when we have a position like we have now where it's all down in the red. So You don't experience that because you're just watching from the sidelines. But then on the flip side, once this massive wealth comes through later on, this idea of delaying gratification, in my case for another 14 years, I'll be a 64-year-old man at that point. That's when I'm going to have, hopefully, wealth, right? No, I won't be 64. What am I now? 46. So 56, that's 10 years. So I'll be 60 by the time... I'll be, ideally, a wealthy 60-year-old. Hell yeah. Anything you say gives, and I listen to your stories and ideas, making me think more. Ah, that's nice, man. This is a feels-good crypto stream. I appreciate that, Davo. Most of the time I just freestyle it and waffle off whatever's coming to my head. I always take cues though from the audience, but depends if it's just you and me chatting, then the cues are coming in nice and slow so I can handle it. I'd probably rather it this way than like a chat that's just popping too quick. I was just thinking ahead tomorrow, if my job finishes early enough, I might do a fish and chip dinner. Someone suggested, I think it was Charlotte Rose. She said, "Why don't you do fish and chops?" Right? You're in New Zealand. You got to go and get fish and chops dinner. So I'll do a fish and chops stream. It's not cryptocurrency related. Maybe I'll pay with. No, you can't. No one. Maybe. Actually, that's a good question. Does anybody in this town take crypto for payments? Probably not. Probably not. Interesting. What else do you want to know, Davo? You got any conversation starters? Got any topics? I'll sling it away from crypto if you need to. I tell you now, weather-wise, snow situation. No snow falling for a while. I checked their snow forecast, and the snow isn't due to come until next week. And funnily enough, it's going to hit Coronet Peak first. I always thought the Remarks would get snow first in the sense that it's higher up, but because of the direction the Coronet Peak faces, I think it does get snowfall. Kitchen hand is good, yeah. So it's a kitchen hand slash prep cook. And my guys here, they do know the kitchen. It's called Bespoke Kitchen. If anyone wants to Google it, Bespoke Kitchen, bespoke. And they don't do a dinner service, which is ideal, right? I don't want to work night times in a kitchen anymore. So I'm going to go down there tomorrow. Start at 8 a.m. Pretty cool. Went and bought some pants, some kitchen pants, not chef pants. I tried to find some, but just went to an op shop or a thrift store and got a pair of pants that kind of look like chef pants. Still haven't got my shoes yet. Still using me old skate shoes that have got fallen apart everywhere. Every time I go anywhere, I get wet feet. It's awesome. Are you going to snow too? Am I going to snow? I wasn't planning on snowing. I will go to the snow and snowboard, but I wasn't planning on snowing myself. I don't know how one does. How would I do that? How would I snow? Talk enough dribble out my mouth. That might come out as snow at one point. I will go snowboarding, yes, of course. It's going to be interesting. Oh, I've got to go. Oh, what's the I've got to go to. So I'm still waiting on my exemption from 2-year wait to get my P license. By the way, no, I can't show it to you. Where is my wallet? I hope my wallet's downstairs. I usually have it in my pocket. I got my driver's license. Got my Kiwi driver's license. That's just a regular license. I need a P endorsement on it to do my job. To get a P endorsement, you've got to hold a New Zealand license for 2 years minimum, or be exempt by proving your good driving record from Australia and proving to New Zealand that you're going to be a good driver and blah blah bling blong blang. I've done all that. 10 days, it's now 8 days, so 2 more days I should know whether they're going to give me the exemption. And if they don't give me the exemption, well shit me, I got to get a different job for NZ Ski. I'm sure that they'll accommodate me though. Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, me being here is based upon working for NZ Ski and having free access to the mountain. I'm not going to stay in this town and buy a season pass. Hell no. I'm working for nzski.com. That's how I'm in this town. I hope I mean, I hope the New Zealand government gives me the exemption. There's no reason why they wouldn't. But yeah, 2 more days and I'll find out. Well, that's 10 days, what they said. Be interesting if they don't, I can tell you now. If they say, oh, well, you know, that job could have gone to a local. No, they hired me. And what I'm saying is I will go up to the hill and I will do some snowboarding and I will bring you yahoos. At one point, I will be taking a GoPro as my camera. I gotta work the cable. How am I gonna do this? I gotta get a new HDMI cable. I gotta go to an electronics store. There's one up in 5 Mile, I can't remember the name of it though. Just thinking ahead, how I've got to do this. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Wowzers! I'm going to show you the Teradek Wave I'm streaming with. I showed it to you last time. I'll show you again though. Check this out. Let me get this up here and show you. This is the Teradek Wave. This is the device that I'm streaming with right now. And I'll just make the exposure a little better. This device replaces or takes the place of the Video Go, which I normally stream with. That's turned off. This is the device that's getting my feed right now. It's got an audio waveform. It's got a record feature on it so I know I'm streaming. Yeah, much better. I think I'm going to use this. I think I'm going to use this now from now on. Yeah, it's Type-C power, so it's running off power from the power bank down here, and yeah, touch sensitive, very handy. I might put that back in my backpack and run it instead. Got my power banks down here. Not using this at the moment, just using the house Wi-Fi, not using that at all, just using the power bank here and the one below it, which is powering this guy. And that's it, there's nothing more to it. HDMI signal comes in here through this cable, which comes up to the camera. That's it. Oh, it just fell over. Didn't fall over, it just fell out of my Bic pick. That's the Teradek Wave, folks. Let me just give you a little better exposure. Yeah, I like it. Actually, I can see the exposure better on here than on the GH5. It's a little saturated. I might jerry-rig that back up into my Bic pick, and we'll take it up next time we do a stream, probably the Fish and Chip stream. Oh well, guess we're just gonna sit here and have a chat, eh? Should I bring up some charts? Let's talk cryptocurrency. Let's see what we got here. Where are we? I was going to go to... Let me just bring up my refresh. That's overexposed, isn't it? Background's too lit up, dude. Go back down. Oh, that's too high. Back down. Back down. Get back down. So I was just looking at the viewers here on my restream. Metaluna's in the house. G'day, Metaluna. How you doing, man? Should I do it? Should I buy the dip? Go on. What are you going to do? What? Oh, this is cool, man. I was going to just have a little look around and see what I could find. But Metaluna, should you buy the dip? Interesting. Is this when I finally buy into crypto? Ooh. This will be your first foray into the cryptocurrency world? Well, man, I don't know, dude. I've heard people talking about this is the optimum time to do this, to get in. And I'd agree. I think this is a good time. Not financial advice. I mean, take a good, long, hard look at me and tell me, do you think I look like a financial advisor? Hell no. So don't take anything that I say as financial advice. Take this as entertainment. That's it. But in terms of buying the dip, you know what you could do, and this would be a smart thing, I think, if you have a little, even just like $10, right? Oh, you should sign up to one of those exchanges that give you an extra $10 in Bitcoin just for signing up. So you go in with, I think, and usually it's around $50. You got to put in 50, and they give you an extra 10. So if you've never traded, if you've never bought cryptocurrency before, go to an exchange and just wait long enough on their website, and they'll often say, hey, if you sign up and make a deposit, we'll throw in a little extra. That could be a nice little way to get a little package. And all you do is buy Bitcoin. And this is not great advice, but you can just leave it on that exchange. You don't have to set up a wallet and then send it across. If you don't mind losing $60 worth of cryptocurrency, leave it on the exchange. If you want to be secure, download the Exodus wallet and send it from the exchange to the Exodus wallet, and then just forget about it. Just let it ride for 2 years and just come back at 2 years and say, that's the $60 that I had in Bitcoin back in 2022 when Gibbs was over in New Zealand. Now it's worth whatever it is, right? Could be worth 120, could be, you could have doubled your money. If it goes back up to 60 grand, 70 grand, they're talking about 100 grand. And then at that point you'll be like, okay, I dabbled in 2022 with a little amount, $60. It became 120 or it became 150. Imagine that had have been 6 grand I put in. That's what I'm sort of saying, like just do the small thing and then just look at it later. Like if you're scared and you don't have the money, then just go in a little bit and then forget about it. So no Gibbs a Minute hedge fund. A hedge fund. Interesting. Leo, hello Leo, how you doing, man? They said 300K like 2 years ago. Dude, I heard 100. Kangaroo Beats, how you doing, man? I didn't even see that was you. How you going, man? Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I'm in New Zealand. Oi, oi, oi. I remember a lot of people saying 100K. By Christmas last year, 100K. Don't think that was ever going to happen. It's a Ponzi scheme. Well, it's clearly not a Ponzi scheme. When you say it's a Ponzi scheme, are you saying all of cryptocurrency is a Ponzi scheme? Because that's not even possible, but anyway, it's good to have a conversation about it. It's good to have a hate. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, I mean, this idea of it going, like, I guess the real question should be, how low can it go? Like right now, we're back up to 30 grand. I think Bitcoin got to 28. It's back to 30. Can it bump back down to 25, 20? Like what's gonna happen? Are we gonna see, back down to 2 grand? I don't know, dudes. I genuinely don't know. And I'm also excited by the opportunity that does present. See, like I said before, if you throw a little bit in, and you forget about it, you come back later, check it, you've made a whatever you've done, you've doubled, tripled. The lower it goes, it's kind of like the lower the price goes, the less incentive you'd be like, oh, well, why would I buy this when it's this low? But then when it gets back up to 50K, will you be like, oh, finally now I realize, and I should have bought in, so I'll put in a little now. This is what I'm saying, like when it gets low, try to forget try to separate the feeling and just buy a little and forget about it. Don't go in like stupidly deep where you taking out your own personal savings or your children's college funds or whatever. Don't do anything nuts like that. Just put a little bit in and forget about it. But don't be the person that says, maybe, and then you wait and you go, what, it's back up to 50K? Oh, it's 50, right? Oh, I'm getting some now, for sure, it could be 100. Do it now, and then forget about it. Not financial advice, just advice, right? Metaluna, man, I was thinking about it when I was hovering in the 3000s, never pulled the trigger. I think it will tank as soon as I get in. Yep, and this is, like if you look at the chart, anytime you had got in the last few months, well, the last 6-7 months, you're definitely right. It's tanked. So if you had bought in at 50, I mean, it's tanked since I bought in. I bought in at 30. I bought in at 38. I always forget what I got. No, 42. I think I got in at 42. So I'm down, right? I'm down. I am down. Am I worried? No, not at all. Not even, I'm not even really looking at it. I used to look at it a lot more when I was back in Australia, but now I'm not even really looking at the charts, or I have it on my Delta app. Yeah, I used to really keep a close eye on it, and lately I haven't really been bothering. I'd say it'll go down more. What's your call, Kangaroo? What's your call, like, what's the low that you think it'll get to? Wow, that was interesting light. Not as many new people getting into crypto, Kangaroo. Is that a fact? Did you own UST or Luna? So UST as a stable coin, no, I didn't. I have used USDT on Tron. Definitely. Oh no, I'll be getting some. That's how you get paid from DLive. So DLive pay in USDT on the Tron network. But no, I never owned Luna. I do recall, not sure who it was, but I do recall someone coming into my chat, shilling Luna. The same time as Shiba Inu was being shilled in my chat, Luna was being shilled. And I declined both. And then someone gifted me some Shiba. So I do have Shiba in my Crypto.com wallet. But USDT, as far as on the Tron network, yes, I did have some. So that's my plan, by the way. I forgot to mention. I cashed out some of my lemons from DLive, and that'll come. I cashed it out as crypto, and that'll come as USDT into my Tronlink wallet. And then I'm gonna either convert it all to Ethereum, and then buy some Hex. No, how am I gonna do it? How should I best do this? I want to get in. Damn, now would be a great time to do it at 8 cents. I want to get in with Hex, and keep some liquid in my MetaMask ready for Pulse chain launch. I think you're talking about USDT. Yeah, I was, not UST. I thought you just left off the D. So so USDT, US dollar tether, is different to the US tether coin. Is that right? I've got a laptop right here. I'll do a little searchy search. I didn't know that. I thought they were both the same coin. Let me see. Let's go to CoinGecko. USDT is tether. Yeah, USDT. Which is trading unsurprisingly at $1. It's supposed to always be $1, right? Tether. So then there's UST. Oh, that's Terra. Sorry, dude. Okay, I beg your pardon, man. I beg your pardon. So Terra, the ticker for Terra is UST. Right. Okay, my bad. Why did I think that was something else? UST is Terra. Right, there you go. That's up 3.2% over the day. Tether has I'm just reading here on CoinGecko. UST has remained depegged from the US dollar since 9th of May. So it's supposed to be algorithmically tied or pegged to the US dollar, but it is not. The chart doesn't look too bad. Like, the chart looks pretty. That's a 7-day chart. That actually looks, I don't know how well you can see that, if at all. That chart doesn't look too bad. Like, if you were going to buy in, I mean, I'm not going to do it, but shit. I mean, 14-day chart, 30-day chart. Look at the drop there from $1 down. Now, will it get repegged? You know what? We should do a little investigating on that. What happens? Let's do it. What happens if UST repegs to the dollar? Fair question. Right now, look at, let me just put the search in. See, what I'm thinking here, if you're here, if you've bought in here when it's this stupidly low, and then it's gonna tether, right? It's gonna reach back up to $1. Like, isn't that a buying opportunity, or am I missing something? Can Terra UST stablecoin hold its peg? Terra rebounds to 90 cents after depegging by 40? To get back up. Oh, there you go, yeah. Depegged, repegged. Metaluna, I can't see that anyone would trust it again. But if it's an algorithmic stablecoin, isn't it always meant to be pegged? What about if I search for can UST repeg? Can UST repeg? Kangaroo Beats, the algorithm is stuffed because it was linked to Luna and no one wants Luna. Okay. No one's talking about will UST, I'm just looking on Google here, or pre-search. Is there a chance? I might just do a little YouTube search here, folks. Just a bunch of guys searching about pegging here. Metaluna. Cryptocurrency pegging. I'm gonna give you a little more exposure here. That's better. What are you suggesting? Pegging's not fun? Peg my UST. UST crash. Will the peg restore? 2 weeks ago. I'll just take a look at this.
Now this is an extraordinary time right now, right? The UST stablecoin is depegging. We are currently at 74 cents. In the lowest we have been at 62 cents, and we seem to be running out of money to support the peg. There's more and more money flowing in, but it seems to not keep up with the outflows. Now what I find very interesting is when we look at the stablecoin adoption, as in the dominance charts, right? This is, for example, the Tether dominance. Over the very long term, more and more money is getting into stablecoins, as in stablecoin adoption is happening. This is a long-term chart starting in June.
Loud and clear. Thank you, Kangaroo Beats.
This is for the Tether dominance. This here is the USTC dominance. We do see a few data glitches over here, but in general, the same kind of trend. Currently 3.7% of all of crypto in terms of market cap is in USDC, the stablecoin USDC. Now this here is DAI, pretty much the same chart, right? DAI is another stablecoin backed by collateral, and then we've got the pure algorithmic stablecoin of the Terra Luna ecosystem. This is its dominance. Currently 1.2% of all of crypto being in Terra Luna UST
dominance.
Stablecoin. Now here is what I find interesting. We can actually add up all of those stablecoin dominances. So this is now Tether plus UST plus DAI plus USDC, all of those dominances combined. And this is now at 11.4%. This is the long-term chart. So this makes sense, right? On the one hand, we've got the
not too sure what this is illustrating.
On the other hand, we've got a very quick increase here to the upside because of this massive Bitcoin crash that we currently experience. So this makes sense to a certain degree. But what does not make sense is the following. We've got this massive deep pegging happening over here. A third of all of value locked up in UST was killed in the last few hours. But when we look at the UST market cap.
Yeah, I don't know where
This
he's going,
is
Metaluna.
what we are seeing.
Me either.
So this is again just on a minute scale here, right? So each minute is a tick. We can look at the...
I'm more interested to see what it will take for UST to repeg. And if it repegs, isn't there a massive gain there for everybody that's bought when it's down? Like realistically, isn't that a buying opportunity to get in when it's unpegged? Is this going to be a huge forehead slap later on when it's like, dude, did you not buy Tether? Did you not buy Luna when it was down? You should have bought in. I mean, even like $100 worth would be rad right now.
This at the daily, we don't see any crash whatsoever. So this is now showing, according to TradingViewer, how much money there is currently in UST. And it is not accounting for the depegging, obviously. Meaning, when TradingView goes around and calculates the UST dominance, as in UST.D, this here is massively overstated. This run up over here of 20% or so.
Kangaroo Beats, I'm telling you, it's basically impossible, and if it ever does, the algorithm will just be attacked again. So why is it impossible? You would have thought it was impossible for it to be depegged as well. And by the way, if it does happen and then it gets attacked again, isn't it a chance to set like a limit order and sell it at $1? Like literally set a limit order to take place, or a buy order to take place when it gets pegged. So the moment it pegs back to $1, your stack gets sold. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, but maybe my brain isn't good enough for this. But and I haven't done this, but I'm thinking, dude, I should maybe sling a little bit into it. Only if it could be assured this doesn't happen again. So you're saying it would never ever get pegged back to $1, Metaluna. Kangaroo Beats. No, people were saying the algorithm would be attacked for months prior to this event. People were saying the algorithm would be attacked to get to the initial depegging, is what you're saying?
So it did not happen because the depeg happened. So we have to be very careful with these dominance charts. This here is not representative of what's actually going on. This adding up of all the stablecoin dominances, it's not a true reflection of reality, especially during depegging. Now I've seen something very similar. So what we can do, for example, with what people jokingly call a stablecoin, I've seen something similar for Cardano. So let's look at ADA in Tether. Let's also remove the best moving averages here that I've backtested. That's another
Yo,
topic.
Rob Muller? Is that Robert Muller? Rob 46? Did you change your handle again, dude? Shit. How you doing, man? Hello? What? You changed your handle back to Robert 40. You were Robert 46 at the beginning, weren't you?
So this is ADA in Tether. Now we can also just look at ticker symbol ADA. This is the market cap of ADA, right? It also looks kind of reasonable, right? Of course, the price is going down, so the market cap of ADA is going down. So when we then look at ADA dominance, this is what we see. All of this seems to be relatively reasonable. But let's now look at ADA's market cap and look at this relative to ADA's price. This could then give us the number of tokens basically flowing around, right? So let's look at this in ADA's market cap divided by its price.
He's all over the
Tether.
place, isn't he, in this video?
Is what we get. So this should show us the number
I kind of want to see if he talks about... I want to hear him if he talks about how the peg will restore.
tokens circulating around. But is this real?
Kangaroo Beats. It's an algorithmic stablecoin, not a true stablecoin. A real one would have cash in reserve to keep the value at $1. This was a crap algo. Okay. Interesting.
Really truly what's going on? Did we suddenly in September of 2020 get a 20% supply increase? I don't think that's the case. I am very surprised if that's the case. These data glitches here of course also don't give us a lot of confidence. For very, very large cryptocurrencies it's a little bit better. So when we look at Bitcoin and then divide this by its price, we look at this in the very long term, this this looks a bit more reasonable. Let's maybe go to the weekly, then we have a longer time horizon. We see more issuance in the early days, then a halvening. We do see our weird outliers over here. Still, there is random fluctuation in here that I can't really understand, because the number of Bitcoin is never declining at all. So really, we have to be very careful when looking at these dominances, when looking at these adoption charts.
Kangaroo Beats. There's a $10 bet in an escrow account, $10 million with the creator of UST. The bet was that the algorithm would break within a year. Seriously, he put a bet on his own product that it would fail? That's lack of confidence in your own product, isn't it? Shit, dude.
TradingView does not make a very good job over here. And maybe TradingView is the wrong party to blame over here, because this is supplied by a data provider called CryptoCap, I believe. So when we look here at market cap BTC, it says calculated by TradingView, but the index is CryptoCap. So maybe it is the TradingView company directly. Maybe it's not. Simply be cautious with this, right? There is a lot of talk around Bitcoin dominance. There's always the idea of when we are very low at this, maybe we are very heated. So currently we are crashing. It makes sense that we might go up here in Bitcoin dominance, similar to what we have seen just with this all-time low here of Bitcoin dominance at the end of 2017, right? The crypto winter happened over here. So in 2018...
No, the creator didn't. Someone else bet him it would break. Oh, okay, I misread that. So what you're saying? Someone put a $10 million bet down, and you're saying to make the 10 million come true, they fucked with the algorithm? Because the algorithm all it took to break it was a whale to come in and sell and destroy it. Yeah, wow. So, and that whale probably was the one behind the bet. Is that what you're saying?
When Bitcoin dominance went up, Bitcoin itself actually went down by 80%, but the altcoins, they went down way more. That's why Bitcoin dominance went up. But still, we have to be very cautious with this measure. I think it's a very problematic number. The calculation is not that clean. So of course, money is now flowing into the stable coins, but maybe less than what this chart here might imply. Maybe there's real money outflow out of crypto. It's not just money going from risk-on assets to risk-off stablecoins, as in USDC and Tether and DAI. Of course, not in UST, right? UST is not anymore that safe of a bet. Maybe we are actually not seeing just an internal rotation from...
No one knows who did it, besides the point their stable coins are unstable. Yeah, exactly. Strange ticker handle too. I did not know UST was Terra.
Risk on to risk off within crypto,
yeah.
Which
confusing.
Imply, right, this increase. Maybe we actually see fiat outflows, people cashing out, people leaving crypto altogether, at least for the moment, when risk on assets are less fashionable because of interest rate hikes by the Fed. Now, will this peg here restore? I can't really answer this. There are
Seriously, dude? A 9-minute video and 7 minutes in, you answer the title, will the peg restore? I can't really answer this.
Billions and billions of dollars that bet on either direction. I'm just a random little YouTuber with way less money, so I'm definitely not as qualified. You probably should not listen to any YouTuber in this situation. This is a way more complex situation. Probably in order to make this call, you really need to know the final reserves of every organization that supports the Luna ecosystem and its peg. The outflows, they are massive. So when we look at DeFi Llama here, at the change in just the last 24 hours, the Luna has lost 40% of its total value locked. So this is what we are looking at, right? So
wow, so people are selling it, 40% of its total value. Wow. Charles, what's up, Gibbs? Yo, Charles, how you doing, man? Well, I guess that settles it then, hey? We won't be buying into Luna. I just thought, like, if you've got a point where a coin has just massively deflated and it's a pegged coin, well, technically it's not pegged any longer, it's lost its peg, but the idea behind it is that it's pegged, it's a stable coin pegged to the US dollar. Well then, if that ever came back to that value and you bought in when it was unpegged, Didn't they stop trading on it though? Like, wasn't some exchanges not trading it? They were declining trades, or they froze it. Much like DLive. That's what we should talk about. DLive freezing the BTT staking. Wow, that's been a lousy one. I haven't been able to claim many of my stakes for almost 3 months now. But yeah, that gets me down when I talk about that. But anyway, I don't know, and I don't have any real knowledge of it, but when things are down, if you can slide a little into it that you don't mind losing, could be an option. I'm not going to do it though. I'm not touching Terra Luna. I might just check that on DLive actually, the staking, because it might have changed. Because there has been a message in the Discord, but I'm going to just open up my Tronlink wallet here. Oh, you can see my password if I don't cover this up. Swish. Let me. Oh, I've got to go to DLive now, don't I? DLive Machinsky. I want to just see if the staking has been fixed. Don't hold much faith that this will be the case. DLive. Hey, keep it down. Come back tomorrow to claim stake reward. It's grayed out. So this is what I've been seeing, folks. Whenever I've gone into DLive to do my staking, this is what I see. Claim reward. Come back tomorrow to claim stake reward. It's been that way. There's my total stake, 1.2 mil. Usually annualized return. It's been stuck on 2.4% for partners forever, well, for nearly 3 months now. And my Tronlink wallet is linked. As you can see, there's my BTT old right there, 0.46. I should be able to receive my rewards. If you look down here, the last time I could interact with this contract was the 8th of the 3rd, the 8th of March. That's the last time I could do anything, and I staked in 665 BTT. The same day, a minute before, I'd received my staking reward, 80 BTT, and then I went and staked it back in. Since then, I cannot, this is grayed out for me, stake in, stake out, claim rewards. There's been no reward claimable for me since the 3rd of March, and that's now the 25th of May. So in effect, DLive has frozen my BTT without any word of, like, no advice, no warning, no just a heads up, you're going to be locked out of your Tronlink for your BTT, or you can't, sorry, you won't be able to receive any staking rewards here on DLive. It's frozen, and they haven't announced any kind of compensation, and we're nearly in 3 months, folks. It's ridiculous. You want to interact with that contract when it's broken? You could say, well, then why didn't you unstake it all? Unstake it all when the staking rewards page is frozen like that? Not touching anything while the contract's broken. How's New Zealand going? Good, man. Check my previous IRL streams for the New Zealand content if you're interested. It's sketchy. It is sketchy. It's really sketchy. It's really sad, and it's disappointing that no one else is talking about this. I've said this now on my crypto streams for near on a month. There's no one else talking about this on DLive. Every now and then you get 1 or 2 people come into the Discord and say, what's wrong with the staking? And no one kicks up a fuss about it. There's literally frozen assets on DLive for nearly 3 months. This should be all over the crypto. Like, this should be, like, you should have BitBoy Crypto, all the around the block, all that shit should be talking about this. Justin Sun's DLive platform stealing people's BTT, effectively. But no one talks about it. Nobody. It's just under the radar. Nobody talks about it. Pablono, how you doing, man? Now, Benon, you really must stop making sense. Just be a quack and go along with the insanity. No one gives a shit anymore, it seems. That's my point. No one cares about it. basically, if there was care, there'd be more talk, right? June Girl, the new contract still isn't live. That's exactly right. How you doing, June Girl? Good to see you. And good to see you, Pablo. Little two cheeses. The new contract is still not live, and the old contract is frozen. So would you interact with a frozen contract? You might say, Gives, you could have unstaked all your BTT, but you've left it there. The reason I've left it there, the thing is broken. The contract is broken. Yeah, we're supposed to still interact with it? Hell no. That's how you lose crypto. So what I'm saying is, how come there wasn't the opportunity before freezing your BTT, before that happened, how come there wasn't the opportunity for stakers to unstake and get out? Instead, it happened overnight on the 8th of March, where it was like, no staking rewards, the contract's broken. I'm about to sneeze here. Would you ever start streaming on Twitch or YouTube? I'm streaming right there, right now, Kangaroo Beats. So, yes, I am. I got to sneeze here. No, it's gone. No, there it is. It's a bit cold out here. The Top Duck stream is featured constantly, shaking my head. Yeah, that's weird, right? Weird. That's all I can say. Certainly not encouraging. It's not favorable. All it is a whole lot of weird. Why keep beating a dead horse? It brings you down. Because essentially DLive has stolen money. That's why. It's basically it's theft. That's why. And because cryptocurrency is unregulated, they can get away with it. This is the only reason I'm talking about this is because it should be concerning to every single streamer on this platform. June Girl, yourself included. Every person that streams here, every person that views content regularly, not just fly-by-nights that pop in and then disappear. I'm talking about people that believe in DLive, that want DLive to succeed. This should be a huge, huge red flag, because the only reason DLive exists to this day is because of BTT. BTT and Justin Sun saved DLive. A whole bunch of whales came in, staked into the system, putting the collateral back in, saying we believe in this, and what's the result? DLive shafted them. In March, 8th of March, frozen assets on DLive. Who cops the end of that, the bad end of that stick? The stakers. The ones that helped DLive to get through when it almost died. The ones who said, we'll put our money down on BTT, even though Lino failed, we still believe. We're going to swap it all to BTT, and we're going to stake it on the platform because we believe. That's who's getting shafted right now, and they're the only people that helped DLive to survive through that dark time. Lino dying, testnet not making mainnet, transaction to BTT, acquisition by Justin Sun. And how do they get rewarded? Nearly 3 months now with no staking rewards and no way to take your money off. That's if that doesn't spell bad vibes, I don't know. Like who? Don't you see like where this goes? This is a blockchain, by its own admission, blockchain decentralized live streaming platform based on the blockchain. The Tron blockchain, BTT, the underlying asset. And here it is, nearly 3 months of frozen asset. And nobody cares. It sucks. It sucks, really sucks. I don't see it as stolen money. It could have been handled differently. I mean, like if you went to the bank and said, I want to take out my money, and they said no, and they kept saying no, or they just didn't say anything for 3 months, is that not stealing your money? Like how would that play out? If you went to your local, like if you had to pay your mortgage and you went to the bank and said, oh, put that money from there over there, and they just said, nah, it's broken, can't do it. For 3 months. I wouldn't be that impressed. And I get called a grungler on DLive Discord. Grungler? What's a grungler? Grungler. Grumbler. Oh shit, a grumbler. A grumbler. It sounds like a sports shoe. Put your grumblers on, let's go grumbling. By a certain dumbass who knows nothing about what's going on. Who called you a grumbler? Crypto hasn't really solved many issues. Sounds like it's just creating more issues. Yeah. But you are a grumbler, Pablo, says June Girl. I only complain when it's warranted. That's all ethics and justice. Ethics and justice. Not complaining makes one a fool, in my opinion. Interesting. I use the F-bomb. Actually, when you put money in the bank, it's considered an unsecured loan to the bank. So they can't pay. So if they can't pay you, the bank, it's just too bad. Okay. June Girl, I don't know anything about crypto that's happened to banks gives. Yeah. Yeah, and so would you bank with them again? I guess what I'm getting at, let me just change this exposure. What vibe does it give you, right? Like what's the outcome there? The outcome is, well, I'm never going to use Chemical Bank ever again because they just stole my money. Yet here we are trying to rebuild this platform, trying to get more streamers to come here, trying to get more viewers to come here. Yet in actual fact, the platform's not doing anything to help the streamers. The platform's doing the opposite, freezing their assets. It doesn't make any sense. It's like so one-sided. It's crazy. You might say, what about the go live from the app feature? Yeah, I will be the first to say, and I've said it many times before, that's a great thing. Go live from the app is wonderful. Very, very cool. Many streamers are going to find that super helpful. In fact, that's going to encourage streamers to stream that otherwise would never, such as Shyla Rose, right? She was easily go live from the app because it's easy to do. So this is great, and this should be celebrated. This should be applauded. On the same token, if you're going to make claims of applauding and celebrating when something's good, you should also be able to do the opposite when things are bad. Now, I think this BTT thing is terrible. On the same scale of how rad the Go Live feature is, the opposite angle, the opposite trajectory down is how bad this BTT thing is. They've hit high with that. Awesome, really well done. They fucked up really bad with this, really poorly done. So this, to me, these two things are equally as valid. Rad, terrible. BTT staking, shit. Go Live feature on the app, rad. This is going to help streamers, this is going to hinder streamers. You should be able to see that both of these, well, always exist. There's always an up and down. There's a yin and a yang. There's day, there's light. There's morning, there's night. There's winter, there's summer. There's always a back and forward, right? I was all in Team DLive for over 3 years. It really has altered my opinions. Yeah, for sure, I can see that. Exactly, I'm not sure if DLive is rebuildable. I mean, they're not making it's not a good approach right now. Not a good approach. Had enough of incompetence and bullshit. I mean, yeah, me too. Hashtag me too. June Girl, do you think that by complaining about the bad is going to help the platform though? Just a question. Yes, yeah, I do. If enough people were vocal about it, then there would be a discussion about it, and there would therefore be let's just call it a awareness that otherwise may be slipping by the wayside. So if something's wrong, like it's kind of like the old, if you're in a relationship and you're not happy with something and you never tell the partner, and then this just keeps manifesting itself over and over and over again and growing and growing and growing until the point where you're like, I'm leaving you. And the person has no idea why. They're like, what? And you never mentioned that this thing was an issue or building into an issue. So therefore the person could never address it and make changes, or you could at least both have the discussion to work out that there could be a potential to be something fixed or resolved or altered or whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like, I'm done. I've actually found someone better because this. And that comes like a complete shock to the person. Fuck, man, I would not like to be in that position. I would rather have the discussion. Complaining raises issues. We're also offering solutions. Yeah, and exactly, Pablo. If you discuss it, there's more of a potential that someone will hit on the right answer, right? Someone will say, "Oh, did you say the contract's broken for that staking? Let me have a look at it. I'm a coder, you know. I could take a look at it and see what's wrong." That kind of thing. Someone could pop up and go, "Oh, yeah, I could help that." This is old news. It is old news. I'm gonna listen to some music. Laugh my ass off. Go listen to some music. How about using the partner Discord for discussion rather than public? Hell no, June Gold. This is why that's wrong when we're talking about BTT staking. This is exactly why you've got the wrong point there, or you're on the wrong track. BTT staking is open to anybody, not just streamers. You don't need to be a streamer to stake BTT on DLive. You don't. In fact, one might argue. Well, one might speculate that the big players, the big whales, are not streamers, and they're the ones that saved DLive. So those people that stashed in billions of BTT when we went from Lino failing testnet to the acquisition, or the merging with BTT and then the acquisition, those stakers that put in billions of BTT that propped up DLive, they're not streamers. They're not streamers. We know that. Maybe one of them might have been, and I'm looking at Boomer. He might have been a big whale staken in. I would have assumed he would have staked out a long time ago, but at the time he might have been a big player. But that's what I'm saying. This is public because you don't need to be a streamer to stake BTT in the platform. So this definitely needs public discussion. It should not be relegated to a private Discord just for partners. Partners do earn more on the APY. They do earn a slightly higher percentage, but you don't need to be partnered. You don't need to be a streamer. You can just be a whale and smack in BTT into the system, and you're effectively saying, I believe in DLive, even though you're actually only doing it for a financial incentive. But the end result is you're saying, I support this platform. I support the concept of decentralized blockchain live streaming. I'm going to stake my BTT in the system. So 100% incorrect, June Girl, 100% incorrect. Let me ramp the exposure up here. This is, oh, jeez, we're already at 3,200. That's 3,200. Now we're just going to rely on light, and then I guess we'll wrap the stream when it gets too dark. That went down quick. Badass Dutchman. Hello, Badass. I don't think we've seen you before. They just effed up load payouts as well. My fiance did a payout 4 weeks ago and still waiting because. Oh, okay. So we're talking about payments to streamers now. Okay. Well, there's definitely been issues with that in the past. I mean, I've put a payment request in, which will be coming on the 1st of this month or next month. So I'll let you know how that goes. I got to tell you, I've never had a problem with payouts with DLive, not once. So I'll be interested to see, because I've been hearing a lot of reports of people having issues, but me personally, never had a problem with payouts. Oh, sorry to hear that, Badass Dutchman. I like the handle. Might just put my capuchon try on. That's Dutch for hoodie. Lekker. That's Dutch for good. They do this with their hand. Lekker. I'm still learning the BTT stuff. Yeah. Cool. I get it. Yeah. Okay, cool. He left the platform, Boomer, for a huge reason. I'm not too sure why he left. I don't recall. Pablo, I 100% agree with Gives on this. Being naive is a path to getting screwed over. Just saying, not calling any one person naive. Okay. Just a general concept. June Girl, see, in my day and age, it was only money, then checks, then direct deposit. Things have changed though. Things have changed a lot. You know my ass. Sarge Gaming TV. Ah, hello. There you go. Yeah, so raising awareness is important, as is discussions. I think we can all agree that a discussion is paramount to having, or discussing is paramount to fixing. If you don't speak, you don't fix. Who you calling naive, Pablo? June Girl says. Well, folks, I think we might wrap this up pretty soon. I mean, it's getting darker here. How dark is it? Is it too dark to see, or is it still good? It's still good. Still good. We'll I just changed my name. That's all. Oh, okay. No worries. I'll have a good name change. Yeah. So, just to summarize, what did we talk about? We talked about UST, which I did not know was the ticker for Terra Luna, but UST, we talked about whether that could regain its peg. Doesn't seem like it will or could. I was speculating that it might be a good chance to get in when it's off peg, because then if it gets back to $1 and bam, ging, bong, bang, I'm not going to do that myself, although it might be something that's worth watching to keep an eye on to see how that plays out. We also talked about the sentiment of buying the dip, which is the general sentiment, not in specific to UST, not specific to Terra Luna, but just the crypto market is down, Bitcoin's down, Hex is down. Hex is at 8 cents right now. I don't have any extra funding to do that, but you might want to take a little on the side and make a little investment just for shits and giggles to see what happens. I've actually got a job starting tomorrow, which is before my actual job. So I've taken a couple of shifts in a restaurant here. And if I do get a little extra pay, I might slide a little into Hex and Bitcoin while it's down. But that's not really my plan at this stage. I do start work on the 9th of June. And that's working for the mountain. So I'll be pretty busy. There'll be less and less streams at that point. But as it stands right now, we've still got a few more weeks before then. I'll still try to do as many streams as possible, because the restaurant I'm working at only does breakfast and lunch, no dinner service. So that's pretty handy. So one of these days, I just felt a raindrop. One of these days, probably tomorrow, maybe tomorrow or Friday, we're going to do fish and chips. Someone said, Charlotte Rose said, you got to go and get fish and chips. It's a Kiwi thing. That's Kiwi for fish and chips. I got to go and get fish and chips. And my housemate told me about a place called Eric's, I think. Eric's. It's a wagon. It's a permanent wagon. Best fish and chips in town. So we'll do that. Heading into winter. Oh yeah. We're in summer here almost. Yeah, right on. Well, it's cold here. It's cold. Actually, what would it be? I reckon I'm gonna do a weather prediction. I reckon it's. Actually, I don't reckon it's that. I reckon it's 6 degrees. I reckon it's 6 degrees Celsius. Let me see. 6 degrees Celsius. Let me tell you what it is. In Queenstown right now, it is 8. So not that cold. Like, definitely going to get colder. Tonight's going to get down to 3, but it's only 8 right now. So that's not too bad. Looking ahead into the forecast, Friday and Saturday. Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow down to 1. Top of 7. This is Celsius, and then 1, and then next week we should get a little snow action, I imagine, down to 4 and 5 next week. This time next week should get a little snow action. That'll be handy. I heard a rumor, or I heard an expression: snow in May, it won't stay. There's snow in May, it won't stick around for the winter. Junko, I love the sound of the nature there. Last night's stream, right, by the Arrow River, that was cool with the trickling of the creek and all that. Yeah, that was rad. I'm just very annoyed at the situation. We all are, Pablo. We all are annoyed. We're all kind of getting to the end of our tether about it. Davo, I miss Queenstown. Well, you could come back. It's still here. It ain't going anywhere. That's why I came back. Anyway, folks, we'll say ta-ta there. We'll wrap this up, and yeah, depending on how the job goes tomorrow, I may or may not do a stream tomorrow. I'm sort of looking at it like, we'll wait and see what actually happens. Like, so the head chef wanted me to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I confirmed I can do Thursday, and I'm going to see how Thursday goes. If I want to do Friday and Saturday, and if it takes away from my time, then maybe I won't, maybe I will. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, folks, thanks for being here. All of you Yahoos, I appreciate you. And I guess I'll see you on the next stream here from Queenstown, New Zealand. I'm here until October. More and more IRL streams coming your way, skis, even though this is not specifically an IRL. I am sitting here with my IRL setup. I'm going to start using the Teradek Wave for my real streams. I'm not going to... We had a little hiccup the other day when it did stop on the Video Go. I have the Teradek Wave with me. I might as well use it. Looks like this. I can't lift it all the way up. Bad luck. I showed it to you before. Go back to the start of the stream and have a look at the Teradek Wave. And I guess I'll see you Yahoos on the flip side. Cheers, ears, beers, knees, cheers, wears, teas, leers, beers, tears, knees, waterbeds. Just waiting here for latency. Trying to